Facts Verse presents. When this drowning woman dialed 911 for help, the operator's reaction was shocking. We live in a complicated world, and things are not always what they appear to be. The heartbreaking story of Deborah Stevens illustrates this clearly. The beautiful woman was caught in a flash flood in Arkansas and died a needless death because first responders didn't get to her on time. She did everything she could to stay alive in spite of her unfortunate circumstances. She dialed 911 and got through to a dispatcher named Donna Renault. Unfortunately, this official treated Deborah Stevens in a very callous manner. Renault was inattentive, wasted precious time, and as a result, Deborah Stevens was swept away in the flood. The most painful thing about what happened to Deborah Stevens is that she was a great human being with so many excellent qualities. Her colleagues described her as hardworking and committed to her job. She always went the extra mile to get the job done. Deborah Stevens worked as a newspaper delivery woman for the Southwest Times-Record. She had a habit of doing her job willingly and competently even in bad weather. Her employees noted her commitment to the job and valued her service. Deborah Stevens was not all about work and commitment to duty. She was a solid citizen and a compassionate woman who was loved and admired by practically everybody in her community. She was born in Fort Smith, Arkansas. She grew up there and attended the local community college. Her husband Marcus also had his roots in the community, and most people in Fort Smith had only good things to say about the two of them. Deborah Stevens taught preschoolers at a Baptist church in her community, and many church members saw her as an exemplary Christian woman. Apart from her strong Christian ethics and sense of duty, Deborah had political principles. She was not afraid to speak out on issues close to her heart, and that's why she campaigned for Neil Martin, the city director. Neil Martin was simply amazed at Deborah Stevens' dedication to his campaign because she stood out every day for an entire month handing out flyers and campaigning for him, for free. Mr. Martin later confessed that he owes his position in part to her commitment to him. This woman who had a singular generosity of spirit is the same person who drowned in a flash flood because of the callousness and negligent attitude of a 911 dispatcher. The day Deborah Stevens died started like any other day. She left her home pretty early and drove out in her Mazda to deliver newspapers as she usually did. She had no idea that flash floods were coming, and she did not see the water until she drove right into the flooded roads. At this point she was worried, but she was calm enough to dial 911. She got through to a dispatcher, and now, if everything had gone well, the person on the other end of the line should have sent help her way without any delay. Unfortunately, Donna Renault, the dispatcher, wasted so much time Deborah Stevens died before help arrived. It's hard to know if Donna Renault made mistakes in good faith or if she just wasn't interested in helping a fellow human being who needed assistance that day. First, Donna wasted 22 minutes on a call that should not have lasted more than 5 minutes. She had problems recognizing the location of the person calling her. It took several minutes for her to understand and record the type of car and the color of the car Deborah Stevens was driving. One chilling quality of this tragedy is that Donna Renault showed zero sympathy for Deborah Stevens. In a life-and-death situation, empathy is a vital quality, and a delay in getting help could prove fatal. Donna Renault did not show any empathy at all for Deborah. Instead, she blamed Deborah for driving into the flood and scolded her endlessly over the phone. Donna Renault made statements that depicted her as a cold-hearted and insensitive person. The most touching and painful thing about this tragedy is that Deborah Stevens maintained a quiet dignity throughout her entire 22-minute ordeal. She did not lose her cool, she did not lash out at Donna Renault, even though that woman made so many provocative remarks. At one point, Deborah Stevens asked Donna Renault to join her in prayer, and Deborah made a heart-rending appeal to the Almighty to get her out of the situation. To summarize this lacerating story, Deborah Stevens tried her best to survive, but she died before first responders could rescue her. The police chief offered profuse apologies and stated that it hurts when they fail to rescue people who need help. Those are fine words, but those words will not bring Deborah Stevens back to life. She was only 47 years old. It's tragic how her life ended this way. What do you think should happen to Donna Renault, the 911 dispatcher? Let us know in the comments, and subscribe for more.